Caffeine is the unsung hero of the tech industry, fueling developers, running startups, and probably keeping the internet alive. It's the open source stimulant every coder relies on. But is caffeine an actual productivity hack, or just a cleverly disguised burnout enabler? Let's decode the relationship between caffeine and coding. Before we dive into whether caffeine makes you a 10x engineer or just a jittery mess, let's talk about the most famous coffee-related thing in tech: Java. Back in the 90s, James Gosling and his team at Sun Microsystems were developing a new programming language. Originally, it was called Oak, inspired by a tree outside Gosling's office. But when they found out that the name was already taken, they had to rebrand. After countless brainstorming sessions and probably an unhealthy amount of coffee, they settled on Java, named after Java coffee beans from Indonesia. That's right. One of the most popular programming languages on the planet is literally named after coffee. And if that's not proof that caffeine and coding are inseparable, I don't know what is. Speaking of inseparable, caffeine isn't just tied to coding languages. It's embedded deep into startup culture itself. Tech startups run on coffee. Ever seen a new startup without an expensive espresso machine? Didn't think so. Founders may not have enough money to pay engineers properly, but they'll always find a way to provide unlimited coffee. It's ironic. Companies ban most stimulants, but caffeine is not only accepted, it's encouraged. Maybe that's why developers treat coffee like an essential package dependency. It's always part of the stack. But here's the real question. Does caffeine actually make you a better programmer? Well, not exactly. Caffeine doesn't make you smarter, but it does keep you awake and alert. Scientifically, it blocks adenosine, the brain chemical that makes you feel tired. That's why, after chugging an espresso, you suddenly feel like debugging that 500-line spaghetti code is a great idea. But there's a catch. Caffeine can make you hyper-focus on the wrong things. Ever spent hours fixing a tiny CSS issue while ignoring a major database problem? Yeah, blame caffeine. It's like overclocking your brain. You get a temporary speed boost, but at what cost? And that's where the real problem starts. Dependency. Developers drink so much coffee that skipping a cup turns their brain into a Windows XP loading screen. Brain fog, headaches, existential dread, and suddenly questioning your career choices. All classic symptoms of caffeine withdrawal. You think caffeine makes you productive, but the reality is, you're just avoiding withdrawal symptoms. Some developers drink so much coffee that skipping a cup makes them feel like their brain has been downgraded to a laggy old machine. The sudden lack of stimulation can make even basic problem solving feel impossible, as if the entire thought process is running on low battery mode. Without caffeine, even writing a simple Hello World program starts to feel like debugging a critical production issue. Beyond just keeping you awake, caffeine actually distorts your perception of time. Ever felt super productive, only to realize you spent 2 hours doom scrolling Twitter? That's caffeine-induced time dilation. It tricks your brain into thinking you're getting a ton done, when, in reality, you just wrote a 20-line commit message for a 1-line fix. And if you go too far, well, that's when you transition from a focused engineer to an over-caffeinated chaos architect, making impulsive coding decisions at 3 a.m. that you'll regret in the morning. Jitters, heart palpitations, and the sudden urge to refactor an entire codebase for no logical reason, because somehow, at that moment, everything just seems outdated. Some devs drink 10 espressos and start refactoring perfectly fine code because it just doesn't feel right. Overdosing on caffeine is real, and at that point, it's not just your IDE that's crashing, it's your nervous system. Too much coffee can push you past productivity and straight into a state of restless anxiety, where every minor bug feels like a world-ending crisis. But what if caffeine just disappeared? Imagine a world where coffee no longer exists. Daily stand-ups turn into group therapy sessions. Code reviews get dangerously personal. Google, Microsoft, and Apple stocks plummet overnight. Without caffeine, developers wouldn't be fixing bugs, they'd become the bugs. So, is caffeine the ultimate productivity hack, or just a cleverly disguised burnout enabler? Both. It's an open source stimulant, free to use, but with hidden technical debt. Moderation is key. Treat caffeine like a well-structured dependency. Use it wisely, don't let it control your system, and for the love of clean code, don't push to production while over-caffeinated. This was Code Wrap. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more like this. See you in the next one.